So we're back with another wrestler ramble, and today's one I've been wanting to do for a few, weeks now, really, but it feels like now's the right time. I'm going to be talking about the AEW Women's World Champion, Thekla, the Toxic Spider. Now, I want to make it very clear, I am a big fan of Thekla. I think Thekla is, frankly, in my opinion, the best woman on AEW's roster right now, very clearly. I think everything about Thekla just works. I think the main point I'm going to say on this ramble is Tekla's being treated poorly in terms of her title reign. Now, I want to say straight away, I think Thekla as a champ has been excellent. I think there's been very few faults with her. I think her charisma has just skyrocketed. I think the presentation, I think everything about her just hasn't, it's just excelled to an insane degree that I didn't really realise how much I liked. With Thekla, you got the little dances she does. It's the speaking. She has that, like, I'm not going to compare Thekla to Stone Cold in most senses, but Thekla does a very small thing that Stone Cold used to do, where she does this like ranting to herself and then she's talking just throughout her mouth. So it's just incredible, and not in the sense where like like MJF talks in his matches. No, it's like Thekla will be like, she'll just start rambling to herself and go, "You want this, bitch?" Like, there's stuff like that. Just there's something, and even the way she speaks, there's something so entertaining there. She's a star. She's a massive star waiting to be discovered, and like, not that she's not discovered, but I feel like just highlighted the right word. She's not being presented correctly. She's not, in the sense of the woman won the world title on the Dynamite. She wasn't given any basic presentation around that. Shivani on commentary had to say at the time, "I've just got to remind you guys, we have a new women's world champion." Ever since then, she hasn't had a true promo segment. She's been coming out against the Statlander, but that first promo she had as when she come out to Statlander was genuinely one of the best promos all year. It was like, "Two of the dumbest bitches alive." I hear it against her and Thunder Rosa. That just summed up Thekla like that. She was excellent there, and everything since has just been phenomenal. That was the turning point, definitely. Now, I was a bit like unsure on Thekla becoming world champ, and now I'm all in for it. I don't want it to end. I genuinely don't want this one to end. I think she's everything she could do with that entire roster would be incredible. I'd give her anyone. I don't give a fuck, bro. My worry is, like, the thing is with Thekla, it's very similar to what Rio does, because with AEW, they got so many great women in terms of the wrestlers. They do, but like a lot of them do fall into these archetypes. But I feel like the smaller women very rarely get used. Like, besides Rio, but Rio, how long's it been since Rio was used properly? You know what I mean? But Tekla's a lot more different. I've said this before. Tekla's like a kid in the best way. Where Tekla's attitude, where she's doing this rambling, she's wild, she's very energetic, but she's just entertaining from that aspect. Like, the way she moves, like the way Rio just throws all of her body in that direction for the opponent. That's what she does. But Thekla does it in a lot more of a wild sense, and I love it in the sense of it's controlled, but it's definitely wild. And then she's unpredictable, and that's what I find fun. Even as a character, I think she's very unpredictable. You don't know where she's gonna do. You don't know how she's gonna do. She's definitely calculated, but she'll act like a child in the sense of not in like a weird way, but in the sense of like a aggressive way. And it's like there's something there. There's really something. It's hard to dissect in terms of from my vocabulary, but there's something really there. She's very entertaining with that. And then she obviously got the Sisters of Sin still going on there, which is a separate discussion, but that adds to her a lot more. And then she's just got this menace, and she's got this aura. She has got an aura. I genuinely do believe that. And I feel like she's never going to have the aura of a Statlander. She's not. Statlander has that figure. She, the imposing figure. I've got to be careful what I'm saying. But you know what I mean? Like, Statlander's a larger woman in terms of height. Tekla's smaller, but I feel like that's the best thing, because she's the toxic spider, where, she's a bit more unassuming, but then obviously she builds that because you know how deadly she's going to be to you. That's my thing with Thekla. And even before that, Thekla on the roster's been one of the better wrestlers. Definitely. But the character work's just skyrocketed. Absolutely skyrocketed. And I feel like that's like where I feel like a lot of wrestlers need that click where it just goes, that's it, we're going, this is it now, nothing really needs to change. Tekla's that. that is exactly what's happened for Thekla, and I don't think, again, AEW's presented it like that because I think a lot of people would realise that. I don't know what the perception is on Thekla for a lot of people in terms of her as a champ. I don't know if people are happy. I don't know if people don't like it. I fucking love it. I think it's one of the highlights of AEW overall. I think she's one of the better champions they've got in the company. Debatably against Max, besides Max, she's the best. I feel like it's the one that... These two champions that we got now, MJF and Thekla, are both phenomenal champions. They are, in the sense of what they provide character-wise, what they're doing for the story, stuff like that. I think Thekla, as a champ, my worry is, because she hasn't been presented as that true, solidified champ, at least by AEW she hasn't, does it end before All In? I hope to God not. That I genuinely would be really upset if All In comes and Tekla's not champ. I really would. I think that would be a massive, massive blow, frankly. I think she deserves that. She's good enough to... You give Thekla a proper feud from the Owen, and it's just incredible. That would work. Anything you get... Honestly, Tekla's one of those talents I can see where... I say this about a lot of wrestlers. I said this about AJ a while ago. AJ is a great example. Same with Joe. Where you put them anywhere, you give them anyone, they don't change a single thing about themselves, and they work. That's what Thekla is. Thekla has that exact same. You give Thekla anyone on that roster, and don't change a damn thing, and it works. You give Thekla, I know Tony's out now, but you give obviously she's in a bit of a feud with Mina Shirakawa now. Jamie hates her like a dynasty. Well, obviously you give a Mercedes, let's say you give a Mercedes, I think that'd be a great feud. You give her Alex Windsor, that'd be a great feud. You give a Willow, you give a Statlander. I know she's already done Statlander, but Statlander again, obviously that did work. AW's women's, Marina Shafir, anyone like that, Megan Bain, people like that, anyone you give Thekla, it works. You just gotta showcase her. Not even push her, because she's fucking world champ, but just showcase her correctly. Give her promos on Dynamite, get her on Dynamite. The fact that she's having, promo segments backstage on a Collision, and not even these true, promo town hall segments, she needs that. That's what you need to do. You just need to go, fuck it. Let's just have fun with Thekla. Let's just do it because she's fun. You just give Thekla a 5-10 minute segment and it's going. That's the thing. She's fun. She's very entertaining. And the match, it's not like she's a bad wrestler. She's got that, pizzazz about her where she has, obviously, the upside down in the matches here in Julia Hart and Sky Blue, the Triangle of Madness. Tekla's obviously the charismatic one. There's a great little thing there. There's a great thing going with Thekla, and it's being realised from the talent. It just needs to have the spotlight on it. It's exactly what happens with Jamie Hayter too. Jamie Hayter's got everything there. It just needs the spotlight, and Jamie Hayter needs the push, but that needs the spotlight too. And when Jamie Hayter had the spotlight for a small period in the Owen last year when she had against Mercedes in that feud, that was excellent. That was the time, and they never done it. This with Thekla is, even though they've given her the push and they've given her the belt, it still feels transitional, it feels temporary, and I don't want it to feel like that. Let's just fucking go for it. Genuinely, I want this to be a thing. I want Thekla as champ in All In. I want her as champ past All In. I don't give a fuck, bro. This is a great thing, and I hope to God they realise that before it's too late. I don't want them to drop the belt. The obvious call they're going to do is Queen Aminata, because their feud in the mid-card just naturally was brilliant. The matches were excellent. Everything was there. And Queen Aminata's just come back. She's confirmed for Dynamite this week. And I'm not against that. I don't want Thekla versus Aminata. I wouldn't be against that as the all-in match. I wouldn't. But I just don't think... I think that's a double or nothing match. But I think what we do with Thekla is... I don't know, because I don't see Aminata winning the belt off Thekla. I wouldn't be against it, but I don't see it happening. And then the problem is, who do you give? You can give Thekla anyone. This is the problem. There's very few wrestlers I see beating Thekla in terms of... My thing is with the women's belt is, you have got a limited roster because you've opened it up, and it's a much thinner roster compared to, you've got your tag scene, main scene, TBS scene. It's very widespread, but very limited roster. And I feel like the obvious call for Thekla, for me to dethrone Thekla, as much as I don't want that to happen for a while, is Athena. It's the one that makes sense to me. It's the dominant champion. Thekla going up against someone like Athena who can kind of have that kind of mocking in a way, but obviously less fun. But Athena's got that. I just feel like that's it. That's it there. And I feel like that's a natural transition. That's a great transition to go down. Thekla has the Aminata feud. It ends. Double or Nothing, the Owen winner is Athena. Boom, that's our program for All In. Because Athena got robbed of the All In last year as well. Even though she won it, the gauntlet, she should have had a proper match. I think that's the way to go. And honestly, Thekla would be a great opponent to highlight Athena. And we've got to bite the bullet on Athena in AEW properly anyway. I just think that's the way. I think... But point is, Thekla is the fucking shit. She's so good, so talented. There's very few flaws with Thekla at the minute. To me, there's very few. And I just think, just push her. Push her as that champ. Let her run. Let her just ride this momentum she's got. Showcase her properly. That's all I want. I think everything's there. Everything is not perfected, but everything's there. Everything's good to go. Just give her the fucking spotlight. Give her the torch. And she technically, physically has the torch in the belt, but Christ, it's not being presented as that. You can look at Statlander's reign compared to Tekla's reign already. I've enjoyed Tekla's reign more than Statlander's reign, and I love Chris Statlander, but Jesus Christ, Tekla's just blew it out the water. Tekla's had one of the better title reigns out of any woman in AEW, in my opinion, so far. Truly, she has, in terms of entertainment value. She has the elevation of herself. It's all improved by a drastic level, and I just don't want that to go unnoticed and cut short. I think there's legs. I think there's a lot of legs to this. And I just, oh my God, I just hope this. I hope it continues. I really do. I wouldn't be against, obviously they've got the Mina feud, Jamie Hayter going on now. And then obviously you've got the Amanata thing that's going to happen. Willow's tied in TBS. I think Statlander will stay away. Athena's the call for me. I wouldn't be against Rio coming back. I think a big question is, does Ruby Soho ever come back? Because I've seen a video of Ruby Soho and she seems in good shape, and I think she will come back eventually. I wouldn't be against seeing that as a little feud here and there. Maybe not, there is a feud, but as a match or two, setting something up character dynamic-wise between here and there. Thekla, that could be fun. But there's a bunch of people. Just give, honestly, I said this before, give Thekla anyone, and I'm all for it. She's fun as hell, interaction-wise, wrestling-wise, everything's there. And I just don't want that to go unnoticed, because she's phenomenal. Honestly, one of the best women wrestlers in the world. One of my favourites on the entire roster, men and women, who I don't give a fuck. She's brilliant. Honest to God, if you've not on the Thekla train, so to speak, get on it, because she's phenomenal. Honestly, one of the best in the company, hands down. So yeah, that's my thoughts on AEW Women's World Champion Thekla and her current run, and how just much I really like Thekla. Let me know what your thoughts on Thekla is, and just their improvements since she's won the belt, and let me know what you think the end goal. Do you think she holds it all in? Because that's my biggest question. I hope to God she does.